you're going to hear some puppies in the background, okay? We have 6 baby husky puppies, and our baby had them on Sunday. It was actually quite an ordeal for a couple of days. But she had 6, which is basically the most a dog or a husky can really have. Sometimes they have 4. So she had 6, and they are huge. Like, you can't believe that this has come from our huskies. So it's been interesting this week. They're actually in my cupboard in my office here, so that's where she decided she wanted to have them. So that's where she won't let me move them anywhere right now. I'll wait a little while and then we can move them. Okay, so what I did was I spent 2 hours yesterday making a massive big recording, and of course YouTube won't let me upload it, or something's going on. So I decided to do it this way, so it was already up at YouTube. Let's see if I can move my thing back a little, because what it does is I might do it in pop. Okay, so what it does is it comes in really, really close, and you know, try to get it as higher up as I can. Never mind. Okay, I'm not going to fiddle with it. And you can't see what you're doing until you actually press live, so I can't see what it looks like until it goes live. But what we're going to do is we're going to do some different cards. I'm actually going to ask you to choose number 1 or 2 for this particular reading, and we're going to see who's guiding and working with us. It's a full moon last night in Sagittarius, and the full moon energy has been full on for a bit of a while. It was a super moon, so it was a really good time to release things, let things go. If doors are closing, you need to leave them shut, etc. So there was a lot of things that were occurring within us and around us for this particular full moon for everybody, right? And we really have been through an awful lot already. And there are some things that we're all continuing to work on as we move forward. And I'm glad that you are all stepping into your destiny code. If you haven't watched that yet, watch part 1 and 2. There'll be a link below where you can watch it all and do some extra recordings and meditations, all for free. Okay, this is something that I'm gifting. I want as many people to share it as possible and get it around, because some interesting things have happened already. So I will tell you as we're going along. Firstly, I'm going to look at the energy cards. Okay, and what we're going to do is just get a message regarding the full moon and what this will then bring into our life. And I'm going to be doing that throughout some different cards. I won't make it as long of a video today. I really am grateful to you who have been enjoying just the quick 1-minute videos that I've been putting up. It's excellent fun for me, and it's just 1 minute per video. I love it. So it's actually a challenge as well. You try to get out as much information as you can in 1 minute. Okay, it's actually a really good challenge for me. So we're going to take a look at these energy cards, which I haven't used for some time. And I really love this color, of course. So Sagittarian energy is all about fun and adventure, and closing doors on your life where you've been extra nervous or worrisome, because that's the only problem with the Sagittarian. What they do is they start to think about something, and then they think that that you're aware that they're overthinking, or that you might be picking up there's something wrong with them, or whatever, and they start to become a little nervous about things, and this is what takes place. So okay, so we're going to move through these cards a little bit. The first thing here is, because of this full moon, you may have to sign something. There may be a contract coming forth. There could be something that's legal, but if you can see in this particular energy, it's also about blind justice. So she has her eyes closed and something is not weighed evenly. Okay, something is not weighed evenly. So what I'm getting from this message for you is that something that you need to look at something a little more clearly. And after you have this information, then the scales will be balanced. For some of you, there is actually problems with partnerships, and sometimes this happens around the full moon as well. Like it will come to to be more in your face. But here it brings the door to personal healing and happiness. So even though it's not the ideal situation that you may have found yourself in, it is bringing you to this new chapter of your life that you're really wanting, like a way forward as well. These cards are really good for, it's really hard because there's no book or anything with these, so I just go with my feeling. Okay, but these cards are really good if you are asking specifics about numbers. For example, if I was going to say, oh, how many students are coming to the Light Leaders Academy or whatever this month, then this is really good to figure out numbers. It's been very accurate like that for me. But here we go. Once this thing is balanced up within you, you open up the doorway to what you really are looking for. And you have this caring connection. So you are a caring person. You are sensitive. You are loving for the most part, because I know that people that are listening to my videos are the people that are really trying to grow and change and shift. And every now and then we get a troll, and that's okay. They felt drawn to listen anyway, even if they're just going to go ahead and say something negative. They actually took time to come by. So it's like, well, thanks for wasting your energy, and off you go again, right? So you all that are listening are the type of people that really want to change, and this is what I'm sort of receiving from everybody, is that we are ready for this destiny code to really kick in. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that as we're going along, right? So there is some connections here that you need that are going to be more gentle for you. So, I don't think there's anyone around that really wants a harsh relationship with anybody. I mean, there are some people that agitate and they're naturally angry. But here, this is the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. This is really focused on your third eye, and that you really need to see something in a more balanced way in order to open the door to your happiness. But I don't really know anyone that's trying to work on themselves that can really handle being around drama or stress or high stress. There are people in life that, they just seem to thrive on high stress, and they're always complaining, and there's a problem that's worse for them than anybody else. You may get this in with your family members or even friends you've known for a really long time. Oh, here they go again. Okay, switch this off. There's going to be a big drama happening. Sometimes things just come into our life and, we're not expecting it, or we don't want it. We're not calling it in. But what it comes in for is for you to react in a different way. And once you've done that, then things shift, shift and change. And you come into this angel of balance. You see, look at this. Needing something to be balanced here. Oops. And then you come into this angels of balance. This is something that I actually ask myself a lot. When you're feeling something going on within your body, okay, the first thing that I will do is I will turn around and I will say to my body, that doesn't happen to me. So balance my body. Thanks, angels. Something is out of balance within me. Balance my body. The other thing is that might work for a little while, but what you've got to do is figure out where the emotion is, the trauma pocket, the stress pocket, whatever, in your life. And once you've figured that out, you don't go back. You start to own your energy in a little bit differently. This is what I'm trying to teach people as we're moving forward, is there is a way out of everything. There's a way to be strong, psychic, connected, where any problem that comes to you, you don't have to do, like, you don't have a stress with it. You just know how to deal with it. And that's just called channeling all of the time, right? You're just channeling the information all the time. So there's no doubt in your mind what you need to do. And that's what I'm trying to show you all, right? That one. See, the healer of the ages, right? This is who you are as well. So many people will say, I want to heal and I want to change and I want to, but I can't, and there's excuses, okay? Once you embrace who you are, the means, like the way will find you. The means are already there. When you do, you know, I hate to say it, but, you know, when you do put yourself in a place where you're like, okay, I have got to make a decision for myself. I have got to get this under control. I know exactly what I need to do. The only thing holding me back is, I don't know, friends or the right person by your side or finances or whatever. That can't matter. When you're really ready to help others, you've got to help yourself first. There are too many so-called healers out there that are absolutely crazy. And it really puts a bad view on everybody else who's doing the right thing. Hang on, I've got to let Bibi out. You want to go potty? Okay. All right. You could go. I'll watch them. Go potty. Good girl. Go outside. Good girl. She makes sure that I'm not going anywhere when she goes. She'll come and knock on the door again in a minute. Yeah, so there's so many things that are usually holding people back from the very thing that will actually change their life. And usually people who don't want you to do this are envious of what you are going to do. They know what you're going to do, right? If people are discouraging you from taking a course or doing your healing or whatever, it's because they know what you're capable of, even if you don't. Okay, that's why they don't want you to do it. Stay away from people like this. The other thing is that if you don't have the correct training, you end up getting yourself a reputation that you don't want to have, and that people think that you're crazy, and you don't want to have that either. Okay, so you've got to decide what you want to do and then take those steps to move forward into the proper training. There's no point doing little bits and pieces here and there and thinking you've got it all, because you've got to heal yourself first. People that are around you that don't want you to do that, they don't care about you. I hate to say it. Now, the third chakra with Archangel Shamuel, this works on your solar plexus. So this gives you the confidence to do things. This really does. This gives you the confidence to move forward. And also you need to make sure you're dissolving cords with anybody else that you've come into contact with, and maybe you don't see them anymore. Otherwise, what you're doing is you're connected to that person without even knowing it, and they are dragging you around with them and all the people that they know and all the people that they know and all the people that they know. So if you feel scattered a lot of the time, this is probably why. So call all of your energy back to yourself. Make sure you're putting yourself in your place of receiving and strength, and ask for those cords that are unnecessary to be dissolved. You'll learn a lot more in depth about timelines and cord cutting and all this sort of thing if you do the course with me. Okay, baby. Have you had enough? Good girl. Back to the babies. Back to the babies. Okay, you can go in. You can go. If they're still asleep, you can leave them. Sorry, everyone. It's cute though. Yeah, so this is what's coming because of the full moon. It's basically all of these alignments and all of these realizations. And also, sadly, a lot of people leave our life when there's a full moon because it's a climax. And in that energy, it's like shutting off things that we don't need. And then we move into the new moon, and that brings in the new beginnings as well. It was a super moon, so you may have felt more wiped out than usual, okay, with moons. For me, it's normally the what do you call it? The new moon that gets me. But in this case, I actually was feeling the Sagittarian energy there. And it depends where your placement is, you know. So if you're a Sagittarian sun, moon, or rising sign, it's really going to affect you quite a lot. Actually, all of the fire signs really as well. Okay, let's keep going. I really like this, my little crystal ball here. All right, so I just want to continue a little bit with the domino angels as well. Good girl, baby. And she's getting used to being in this room, and she likes it because the door can be shut and she always has music on. And none of the other dogs can get in here unless we let them in. Okay, so the domino angels are available. You can buy these from me. This is the only place you can get them from, is my website, my Rock and Gems or BDevine online. Unfortunately, they're not on DevineMiracles.com anymore because that shop was associated with Australia. So I'm going to try to fix that. And the Angelic Guidance book, you can get that anywhere online, okay? It's actually printed by demand, so I do have like 2 or 3 copies, but they're my own copies until I can get things organized in Australia more. It's been really hard, obviously. I'll just have to let it go and do it in the way that I'm doing it now. Okay, she's back in there. All right, domino angels. The other thing that I've been noticing is that we really do need our angels with us a little bit more, right? And we have Barakiel, angels of abundance, hallelujah, and the angels of fun. Okay, so these are our angels right now. Gabriel was underneath. So Barakiel is also a Pisces angel as well, okay, working with Pisces. And Archangel Barakiel is with you, indicates that you may find an item that's really valuable. My husband just found one of his first albums that are recorded when he was like 15 or 16 with a band. That was interesting. You may find an item that's very valuable, either monetary or sentimental. So be alert and on the lookout for special things. It's also a time when real solutions are needed to your problems. However, there's an older person helping you with this. You might ask yourself, what am I really hiding? So what are you really hiding? You know, where do you need to be honest with yourself about a situation? Now, what people mostly do is when there's a question asked of them, they go straight to the self-blame. And, you know, so I'm saying to you, what are you really hiding? And you might go, well, I'm not really hiding anything. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? I mean, emotionally. What is it that you need to get off of your chest? Where do you need to communicate? What are you hiding, or what are you stopping yourself from saying? This is what's coming up here, that there needs to be a beautiful healing through communication for you. And it means admitting to yourself, this is how I feel about this situation. This is how I feel about myself, right? And when we start doing those sorts of exercises, we free ourselves from the stresses and the strains and things that were continuing to block us and our way forward. Now, Barakiel brings in a sensation of peace as well. And it may be peace after a time of difficulty or conflict, Barakiel is also an angel that can bring forth a very, very new beginning for you. So once you admit your feelings to yourself, that's when you start to see the results of that, like things working in your favor, etc. So Barakiel is a really, really interesting type of energy to work with as well. We all love to see the angels of abundance, especially when there's nuttiness, right? Like on the 3D plane, how there's all this stress around money right now. So we really like to see the angels of abundance. But if you step it into your destiny code, and this is something that I want to tell you, okay? As my husband and I were doing the work before, but before we did the destiny code with you all, and I wasn't doing it as though, as the exact destiny code that I gave you all, because I didn't know what that was going to be until that day. That's how it was kept, right? And I guess it was kept so that nobody could interfere with it energetically. But before this, my husband and I were doing this thing where we were saying, no, that's the old thought forms. That's the old me. That's the old stress. That's the old worries. We're in a new energy. And we were doing that for a few weeks, and we were noticing things changing. And then we did the destiny code. Of course, we've been doing it, right? And we were on our way. We usually once a month we'll go for a drive more towards the mountains. And it was just for ourselves. And we kind of go on a date, right? And I said to him on the way, I said to Bobby, I'm like, there's something different. I have a feeling we're going to see something on this drive up towards Woodland Park area we go. We're going to see something on this drive. Like it's going to show us that we're in another dimension. Oh my God, I'm telling you, right? We take this drive, as I said to you, once a month. It's always the same. There was 10 or so things on the journey that were not there before. There was new signs. At one point, which was further out where we went towards Devine in Colorado, there was this house just sitting there. It's never been there before, right? There was signs, bright yellow signs, that it was showcasing an older building. So we knew about the building, but all of a sudden there was this sign there, and the sign looked like it had been there a long time. It was not. There was a hotel that was all of a sudden there. It was not there before. And we were just sitting there like mouth open. Like, here it is. You have stepped into this new reality. And here are the signs that it's actually happening. And it's happening, and both of you are seeing it. And normally, I'm in the passenger side, so I'm looking out the right-hand side of the car. And Bobby's in the driver's side, so he's looking out the left-hand side of the car, which is opposite. Australia is different. And, he's used to what he sees over his side, and I'm used to what I see on my side, and it was just, obvious. Okay? Things have shifted. I don't know how you feel about yourself. I really hope that you're starting to notice some things really changing with you. Take it really seriously, and don't accept anything else other than you are now in this new energy. The angels of abundance are going to show you. There's been some strange occurrences with this for myself as well, or just unexpected things coming up. And I had one with the tax. I kind of get scared over here with the anything to do with tax in the United States. I'm making sure I've done it so early, it's not even funny. As early as I can do my tax, I've done it. And there was something that came up, and I'm like, oh my God. So I rang, and I said, I need to pay this thing, for this sales tax and that. And she goes, and it was a lot of money. And she said to me, oh, you don't pay that. She's like, you don't pay that. Just talk to this person over here, and we'll make sure that we've got the right numbers before you go pay. She goes, you don't just go pay something. And I'm like, God, I don't want to get in trouble. I'll just pay whatever you're asking. It's like I'll work out a payment plan or something. And turned out I didn't even owe anything, right? I didn't owe a thing. There was nothing that I had to pay because I'd done it all. Oh, and you know how you feel. So those kinds of things, notice a change, notice a reprieve, and, notice a breath that you're able to take, or something that comes through, and just be very, very grateful for those, even the little things like that, because that's what the angels of abundance are. Here it says that you can start to feel that these financial pressures are lifting, right? Some people say there's surprises in your bank accounts. That has happened as well. I'm like, what? Where does this come from? Having to trace something right back, and someone owed me, something from a couple of years ago, and here it is. So it was weird. Again, the new energy is different, okay? We don't have to live in this energy that we've been seeing. We don't have to live in that. A green candle will always help you with abundance as well, right? And having fun. These are all things that are coming up. The angels are funner with you. They want you to go to somewhere you've been wanting to go to. Really start to think about that and just do it. And being grateful. Go to work with a smile on your face. Try to keep a smile on your face all day and see if you get grumpy. When I was doing Mary Kay, they told us, skincare and stuff, they told us, well, when you're talking on the phone, make sure that you smile. I'm like, how's someone going to see me smiling? It's no, they can hear you. Okay? They can hear you smiling. You know what I mean? Anyway, so these are it. So we have number 11, number 12, and number 3. And 12 goes down to a 3, and this goes down to a 2 when you add it together. So 2 and 3 are 5. So we have a 5 as a vibration through these cards as well. Okay. All right. Now for something just a little bit different, I'm going to look at the Angels and Ancestors cards. And I want you to choose number 1 in your mind and say, if there's a message from my spirit guide or an ancestor, which number is it? Number 1 or is it number 2? Okay, what is my message from, and this is just a quick way to do it. What's my message from my ancestors, my guides? And this could also be symbols as well. So symbology or animals also. So for number 1, who's working with you? Mother Earth is working with you. Oh God, we'll look at that in a moment. Feel loved and comforted. You are completely surrounded by extreme love. Okay? Hang on, and we'll just get number 2s out so you can look at it and tune into it. Oh my God, and you have the Crow. Do you know they've been flying around all day? And I also got this one as a third bonus for all of us. Letting ourselves be love and let yourself be loved as well with the Heart Guardian. Look at these cards, right? Now, see, the Crow may be important for you, and it also is talking about in the autumn time, but maybe that's just a special time for you. But it also is releasing the old and rest. Feeling loved and comforted, number 1 and number 2. And both of these are looking into their future. Okay, so you are being guided and surrounded by, for both of you, for number 1 and 2, you are really being urged. And this is the message that I'm getting for you. You are urged to notice the things around you. Notice the signs. Notice the birds in the sky. Notice, we had a cardinal fly past our car, and it's not even winter time. Like, it's hot, here in Colorado. And the cardinal went right by, just really interesting things. We've had a robin carrying on, and he may come tonight. He may come to my fence tonight because he'll carry on early in the morning and late at night. You're getting signs everywhere of the next step for you. And you're also being reminded of who you really are, and that it's time to take your power back. Stop giving it away to everybody else and all of their crap, right? You don't need to be listening to stories and drama. If people really want to get well, okay, if they really want to heal, then they'll do something about it and they'll start moving forward in that direction. If they want a band-aid, they'll just go to someone to fix them for 15 minutes and fine, okay? People who really want to listen will listen to what you're saying and will take action. So if you're seeing that people are just coming to you and asking you what you think about a situation and then really not doing anything about it, they do not want your help. They want your attention. Okay? And sadly, you're so sensitive and kind and nice that you'll just think, oh, someone needs me. I need to help them. You know, that was my biggest mistake for the first 25 years of doing this work, is that I had nothing my whole life, and people capitalized on it and thought, well, she'll help me because she's had nothing. She knows what it's like. And that's exactly it. I do know what it's like, right? Obviously. Been there, done that 1,000 times. And my sensitivity to others in need has cost me. It's cost me. I'm telling you, I've given up so much. I've lost so much from helping everybody because it felt like all I do is help people and there's nothing in it. You know, there's nothing in return. That's what it felt like, that I wasn't appreciated enough, or, you know, people just think, well, she'll do that for nothing, so I'll just go there and get that and then, you know, not pay or whatever. And this has just happened time and time again. It's not, you know, I'm not picking on any one person. This has just happened. This is just how it's been. And it's actually not people's fault. It's my own fault for feeling like I have this duty to help people, or I'm a jerk, you know, instead of saying to myself, well, you know, you've got 1,000+ videos already that will help people. You know, you've got all these meditations, you know, you've got all these groups, Facebook and everywhere. They already have the information that they need, you know, and if they really want to heal themselves, they need to learn. And that's why I'm offering the school. So you need to say to yourself, where do I give all of my time and energy away? Because if you keep doing it, you will feel resentful. And I know I did, and that's being honest. I was feeling really annoyed that all I was good for was giving everybody advice or freebies because they've got something wrong with them. And then when you give them the tools to use, they don't do it. They just complain the day after that, because they're not actually doing anything. You know, people actually want a magic wand placed on them. And that would only help. That would only work if you actually had 100% faith that that was going to work. But people don't. And this is the thing. And this is what you have to remember for yourself. It doesn't matter what profession you're in, where you are, how your life is. You are loved. You are being given signs. You are loved. And you need to let yourself be looked after. You need to delegate as well. But you need to take action in your life. Because if you sit there always, then you're going to have a regret later. I should have done that. Now I would be here if I had done that. You may already say that to yourself about other areas of your life as well. So this is about honesty, but loving compassion for yourself as well. So I'm telling you this, but I have compassion for myself because I know where my heart lies, you know, where it lies in all of these situations. And people can only use you as long as you let them. You know, there comes a point where you have to cut it off, you know. And it was very, very hard. The last 5 years has been like, you know, very, very difficult in many ways. Being away from my home country, having all the C-19 happen, being restricted financially, being restricted where we move, being restricted with our car, being restricted with our life, you know, in general, with kids, with family, with people who, like I said, just take. And I felt like just throwing the towel in 1,000 times and just saying, you know what, nobody cares. Everybody just wants what they can get, and then they'll go to somebody else, you know. It was very, very hurtful for a long time. Then I just decided that I'm going to keep going anyway. Nothing is going to stop me. And that's exactly what I've done. But, you know, the thing is that you can only do so much, and then you have to decide what's best for you. For me, that was giving all of my knowledge out there to people that genuinely want it, you know, because there's only so much you can do in these little readings and things. I love doing them, Like, don't get me wrong, but teaching is, you will see a different Becky if you're training with me as well. So let's keep going here. I actually want to pull these beautiful cards out, which are my new favorite deck right at the moment. And we're going to look at, these are called the Tarot Grand Lux. How cool is this? By Cairo Marchetti. Okay. He's probably called Ciro, but I call him Cairo. And if he's ever out there, sorry guys. this is what I call you, is Cairo. These are beautiful, the way that the artwork is done. Grand Lux. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the, I'm going to pull the moon card out. If I can find it really quickly. Now, the reason why you would get more than one tarot deck, okay, is because every single tarot deck taps into a different part of your brain. Okay, so what the pictures do, even though, like, we all know how the tarot works, or we have an idea, but what the pictures do is they tune into a certain aspect of your brain, which opens up your intuition, and working with them can really help you to be giving a lot of advice, right? So to me, it showcases some things that we work on, right? But nothing is set in stone. You have to all make your own decisions about your life and where you're going. Where is the moon card? You have to make decisions about life and where you're going, what you want from it, okay? And just use the cards as a guide. You don't want to use anything as set in stone. And psychics that are out there, you shouldn't tell. Like, there's people out there that are doing this thing. I'll tell you what's going to happen, and who's going to come into your life, and what they're going to be wearing, and what their car's going to be like, and what are going to be the events that lead up to this. And what that does is that sets you up. Oops. She squashes them sometimes. It sets you up to look for those things, and it limits you, you know. So it doesn't mean that a person is unable to do those things, because as a psychic, of course, you can do those things, right? But should you? Absolutely not. Okay, let's see what's going on. Where is this moon card? There it is. Yay. Okay. Baby, just a second.
Are you squashing your baby? You're on her tail. You're on her tail right now. There you go. Good girl. Okay, just be careful a little bit. Okay, I know you're tired. I know you're tired. There we go. Good girl. You lie down, honey.
Sorry, everyone. Getting there.
Just be careful that you don't squash. Lie down. Good girl. Oh my God, baby. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Sorry, she's trying to lie down in there, and she's actually laying right on top of one. It's like... Okay. So we have the moon, right? I'm going to try to do this. And it gives you limited space when you're doing this on YouTube like this. Oh, there it is. Okay. After all that, now that we've had the moon, what's taking place? Oh, so when you get a new deck, just fan out all of your cards like this, okay, and put them against your heart, and put your hand over them, and then put them over your heart, and say, I now dedicate these cards to me, and cleanse and clear them of any negative vibrations on their journeys. I hereby activate these cards, and you can cleanse them with some sage or some incense. You can put them on the windowsill to get the moonlight. But when I get a new deck, I like to put them under my pillow. obviously not with the box. I spread them out and put them under my pillow and kind of tune into them that way. If I don't get the time to do that, I will just keep talking to them and keep using them and keep shuffling them. And you get a feeling from your cards as well. You'll get a feeling from them what they need. Always don't let anybody else touch your cards, okay? I mean, I used to when I was younger. I used to say, here's the cards, shuffle them and give them back to me. But I found that I was always cleansing and clearing them, and they didn't like being handled by anybody else. So now I do it all. And they become very, very in tune with how you work. So because we've had this moon, what's going to transpire? I'm going to ask in the next week, what is going to transpire in a week? Okay. Okay, so there's a few things going on, right? This particular energy here is saying the same as that contract card that we just had with the other deck, right? Isn't that funny? She's got the blindfold over her eyes. There is something that still needs to come to the surface. And there's something that is hidden, perhaps from everybody, with this particular energy as well. And we're going to find out what it is. And not only are we going to find out what it is, but we're going to be extremely happy that we took the steps necessary to move into our future already. Like, we're already in our future. We're in a new life. It may not seem like it because we still have to deal at some points with, you know, just the nuttiness around us. But in our minds, this is where you need to be. Like, everything's cool. Everything's fine. Everything's sorted out. The world is getting a blessing here. So if we're looking at this as a worldwide thing, there's still things that need to come to the surface. They are coming forth. I asked about this being a week. So in a week, we should be able to find out some more information. And we're going to be happy with how that works. But this is the card of an ending and completion as well. So a new beginning will start. And I feel like this is more like a rebirthing type of situation. For some people, there is someone who is not as they seem. And this can be a card of deception. I remember at one point, I actually got this card, not this deck, but in another deck. And it came up in a very interesting situation that I was going through at the time. And I was actually asking about a particular situation in my own life. And I'll never forget that this card, the Two of Swords, came up. And it meant, well, number one, that there was something that was not exactly how it seemed. And I didn't know what that meant at the time. And it is obviously difficult when you're doing a reading for yourself, because what happens is you start to overthink all the possible scenarios. But I remember getting this particular card and thinking, I still don't know exactly what is going on. Something is being kept from me, right? And 2 weeks later, I found out exactly what that was. And it was interesting. I had that. It was trying to warn me at the time, hey, you're not being told the truth. You need to open your eyes. And it was in a close situation of mine. Okay. Someone around me was completely not who they portrayed themselves to be. And I had this feeling for the longest time anyway, but it was like I couldn't get anything concrete, if that made sense. And this, I'll never forget this particular card coming up. This can also come up when there's been an argument or there's been an unfair situation going on around you. Sometimes what we would see is that this card comes up and then there's some negative cards afterwards, which means that you're not going to get the answers because people are still blocking you, or they're narcissists or violent or whatever. But in this case, you're happy because you're the one holding all the coins here. right? You're the one holding all of the knowledge, the wisdom, and there's more to come. And whoever was trying to keep you in the dark is going to stay in the dark. There are agitators on this earth that are in our lives just to agitate and stop you from your true pathway. And it's up to you whether you're going to let that happen or not. I'm too stubborn to let something get the best of me for too long. In fact, if someone is trying to stop me, it only makes me more determined. So, all the people that have tried so far, all the companies that have tried, it just doesn't work. It actually inspires me more. So if everyone would have kept quiet, I might have moved on. Who knows? But yeah, you're the one holding all the information, wisdom, knowledge, and actually even in this card, it kind of looks like you're celebrating. You're like, ha! It's like you thought you won. Ha! You lost, whoever you are. Okay? And maybe it's just a situation. But then we have the world, which is the ultimate completion. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get more information about these. Okay, so just real quick. So what is this Two of Swords about? For everybody that's listening, what is this Two of Swords about? I think we already got it. Okay, it's got to do with someone who's trying to block your work in some capacity, block your knowledge. You see, he has the book out. We asked, what is this about? Someone who thinks that they're clever. The Eight of Coins is about hard work, and it is about teaching. It is about learning new skills. So in some cases, what this can be is someone who thinks that they know more than you, right? Is trying to hold you back so that you don't gather the information and then surpass them. Too bad, you're going to anyway. Okay, so tell us more about this. Okay, but very quickly, all right? So we have the 2 8s here as well. So very quickly, what was blinded is going to be seen. Who was trying to stop you is going to be in the open, perhaps, or you'll just know and you won't bother having to go any further with that. And you don't care. You're in this energy. You're like, go for it. Try your hardest, because I'm just going to find out and I'm going to move over here and I'm the one that's laughing. So tell us more about this situation, the 7 coins you have already. Yeah, okay. All right, hang on, let me explain this. All right, and justice is done. You see? Okay, hold on to your hat. All right. The person that is trying to manipulate you, outwit you, stop you from your goals, trying to block you, is being nasty, is being negative, is full of drama, is going to have their own karma bite them right in the you-know-what. Okay? Justice is going to be served. It is going to be served in a way that you're just going to laugh at the universe's sense of humor at how this person is served. You don't have to do anything. I mean, I know we want to know. God, I just want to see when it goes down. We want to know. But we won't know, okay? This is just going to happen internally. They're exhausted already. So this person that is trying to pull the wool over your eyes, manipulate you, whatever it is, okay? They're already losing the fight, if that makes sense. They're already they know they're not getting to you, and they're very, very confused that they're not getting to you, because emotionally, that's exactly what they've always been able to do. This is for some people. In this instance, it just feels like you are not going, you can see this coming. You've been down this road before. You know what they're like. They're trying to hide things from you. You're not stupid. You're figuring everything out. And you're just going on with your life. And this person is just like frustrated as hell, what is going on? And this is what people, and if we look at this on a worldwide thing, and we see this energy under here of people are trying to outsmart us, people are trying to stop us, people are trying to make things more difficult for us when we've already been through it all. They are trying and trying and trying and dividing and this and that, but we are not wearing it. Especially if you've stepped into your destiny code and you're doing the work of maintaining it. This is just a waste of their time. And they end up suffering for it in their own way, and also receiving justice, legal, in some cases, legal ramifications because of their own stupid, selfish behavior. And they've only got themselves to blame when, you know, they don't find anyone around them anymore, because people are sick of being used and taken advantage of. The people on the whole are sick of trusting those who appear to be looking after us when they're only looking after their own interests. We're sick of this as well. We know by stepping ourselves into a new reality that we win. And this could be also what it's about. So, okay, it doesn't matter what anyone is doing to you. If you don't give it any energy, you're not playing the game. And you win. All right, so finally, look, there is ultimate happiness for us. For some people, you need to know that there is someone that you love very much that is coming back into your life a little bit more. This is someone that you might not have seen for a long time. And this, for some of you, might be a child or someone that's close, you know, friends, or someone that you have admired and loved, but haven't been able to see them for some time. Some of you need to know that this person is coming ahead anyway. Very, very strong, like very, very focused and intense a little bit. They've changed a little bit, but they're coming forward anyway. And maybe they're coming to assist you as well as you move ahead. Right? Wow. Aren't they beautiful cards? I just love these cards. I am in love with them. So, okay, because of this moon, you've managed to maintain, you're holding on, okay? People are trying to devise ways to screw you over. It's not going to work. I love it. We win. All right, awesome. Okay. Come on. My fingernails get stuck in the... All right, so good news. Everybody's going to want to hear. It's coming up. All right, let's keep going. Just real quick. A little bit more. I know you probably... Some people say they love the long readings. Some people don't hang around for them, so I don't know what to do. I just do whatever I feel like. Okay. Where is it? What have I got here? I had my other Lenormand cards. That's kind of what I want. Wait a second. Wow. Okay, so someone's in for a fun time. We're going to do the big, fat, because they're huge, right? Lenormand cards. Generally, Lenormand cards are smaller, but in this instance, they are not. But these are very pretty, and we're sticking with clear cards today. Big, clear cards. Okay. All right, so we're going to get the fella out and the lady out to connect with the masculine, feminine collective. Doesn't matter whether you're a boy or girl. Those are representing us for the reading. If you would like your own reading, of course, I do recommend that you get one. Okay, I have a special deal on. I will finish it on the end of June. and you'll get a really nice reading. I do Lenormand separately. I do cartomancy readings using the playing cards. I can do anything, doesn't matter. The Gonghi Fot Choi is really interesting. You get that complimentary when you do the cartomancy reading, which is also on special at the moment. So the other thing is that you can also purchase semester 1 and 2 together as a package and save a lot of money. So I'll put some different prices and things down underneath and you get started. Join the group and connect in, okay? Change your life. Okay, what do we need to know with our Lenormand reading today? Let's go. You see the information? Okay, the information changes everything. Okay, so for some of you, the information is going to change where you live. For some of you, the information is going to change the energy of your house. For some of you, the information is going to bring great settlement and happiness. Okay, over here we have the house with the scythe. So there is, for some of you, an ending happening into the house that you live, and you might be going into a new one. This is for some people, or the ending of the way in which your household does things. The energy in the house changes. And for some of you, you may hear about an accident. I have to say that also. It's not always that. It will depend on the rest of the reading, but sometimes this is what can come through. Lenormand are more about symbology and the connection of the cards together. So the connection really changes the reading. Okay, so the connection with two cards together or a grouping of cards really make Lenormand work for us. So let's see what else we have. Okay, so we have this information. It's very happy news. It's very informative. It's very, like there's a lot of blessings here. Okay, and there's something going on within the household that has to change as well. So let's take a look a little bit more. See, there's the key to your true life path. Okay, so definitely an extremely happy message coming to you. Information, an unlocking of things, you know, an unlocking of your abilities, your pathway, your spiritual pathway, and finally you're receiving a lot of confirmation of what direction that you need to go in. So now we just ask about this particular message about the house and the sky. What does this mean? Some of you have, and this happened to my husband, this can also be a loss of your mother, okay? And this may have already happened as well. I'm not sort of seeing this as, but it's just as an example, okay? Because of this, you decide to, because of whatever information comes forward to your home, whether it's an ending of a situation, you're hearing about a loss, you're mourning someone, or you've been grieving, or you've been thinking about a new direction with regards to work, you will have a couple of options here, right? A couple of options to take. I believe that with the information coming through, this will help you to make these decisions. Okay, hang on. Yeah. Okay, so also this could, again, there's children here. Okay, people are missing their children. Obviously, I know how that feels. My husband does too. But there could be something here that is a lucky change in your house, which enables more of a youthful energy to come forth. Maybe you're changing your nutrition. Maybe there's a teenager or a kid that's going through an awful lot right now. And you're going to have the words, they can trust you. Okay, because the dog is about trustworthy energy as well. And this person feels that they can speak to you, and they are a younger person. They possibly are a family member, and they're going to come forward to talk to you. Okay, and this is going to be something that you've been waiting for. It's kind of got this, yeah, you've been waiting for this anxiousness to end, right? You've been waiting for the change to come, and it looks like it starts coming quickly. All right. Someone also has a healing with regards to an old situation and something that was causing them sleepless nights. So, okay, so soon, because you're going to be grateful for having clarity on a situation that was troubling you. So, you know, I'm trying to use the right words because everybody has their own situations that are going on. And this shows that after a time of confusion, you're finally clear, and also in some cases really appreciated for waiting and being patient when you really wanted to go running and screaming to this person like, what are you doing? Why don't you just talk to me? You know, can't you just, you know, sometimes kids get that way where you're like, God, just stop being so defensive and just tell me what's really going on. And maybe they talk a lot and you're like, can you just shut up for a minute? Let me get a word in. Okay, so sometimes it's just about your appreciation and that you understand that you are appreciated, even if others don't say it to you. You've got to start to understand that there's a whole big family out there that are connected with you spiritually and are cheering you on and clapping for you and standing ovation. Okay, if you've ever wanted someone to actually appreciate what you do and how far you've come, I'm telling you now, you have an army of people that do just that on the other side of the veil. Okay. Okay, so some of you are going to be invited to a big to-do, like, or something that, like a wedding or someone's birthday that likes to put on or throw a big bash. But also that there's something in this invitation that you receive that could be worthwhile you going, because there could be information in there that resolves some problems that you have as well. Perhaps financial problems. Okay, what else is going on over here? Yeah. Okay, so there's an end of delay, there's an end of obstacles, there's an end of this big, formidable enemy that has been around you, and the enemy can mean a situation that was just so ominous that it was so hard that, like, thinking about it is like, how am I going to get around this? I'm just not going to think about it. And then it will come up again, like, how am I going to get around this problem? Okay, so what this does is this shows an end to that problem. All the babies are trying to feed. It shows an end to that problem and that you've found a way around it and that it transforms you. And also that someone is transforming as well around you also. Okay. It's those babies. 1 second.
Okay, look, everybody, there's enough for everyone. There's enough for everyone. Stop fighting about it. Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. They are definitely pilots, our huskies, babies, you know, just making their voices heard. Okay, so the other section here is a letter, okay, and this has to do with or gives information from people that you care a lot about. You could also receive text messages or phone calls or something from someone that you are connected with emotionally. In some cases, this is an invitation to a wedding or a commitment ceremony here. Okay. All right, now here comes some good luck for you. Okay. Yep. So someone that is currently not is not living with you, is quite a distance away from you. When the ship comes up, this can mean internationally. So someone who is or has an accent or lives internationally brings a lot of luck, and something finally comes through with a transaction for you, or a business connection with something overseas, and it becomes very, very lucrative and lucky. Okay, so this is for some people. They may know what this already means. For others, this is encouraging you to connect with your own work and your own business, and to see yourself as lucky all the time. Okay, not just every once in a while or St. Paddy's Day or whatever. See yourself as lucky all the time, and watch what starts happening. Now, you're not going to want to hear about some older person's problems, okay? And you don't want to get into a conversation with someone that's older than you, because it's just the same old crap every time they talk. They're droning on. They are always full of drama. They are always full of nonsense. And whatever they say tends to be what everyone has to do. It's that kind of person. And it's usually an older person when the lily comes up. So just ignore this as it comes forth. You really don't want to get in an argument with anybody at the moment. Okay. All right. Okay, so here we have the Tower. And along with this, here comes the Snake in the Tower again. Okay. Also the Fox. All right. Ooh, okay. Something, as you should know by now, with the Lenormand cards, they are slightly different than tarot. And when the Tower comes up, it indicates big buildings. It indicates big tech, institutions, hospitals, schools, universities, and government offices such as the White House, the IRS, that sort of thing. If you're in Australia, Parliament House, in the UK as well, I believe. Whatever it is the big wig space, you know. This is what happens. Now, when you have a snake in the in the mix, okay? The snake in the mix of the Tower is actually talking about the prison. It can talk about legal problems, and it can talk about corporate corruption. Corporate corruption. This is what's going on around us as a collective, and maybe more specifically in your own life, okay? The Tower and the Snake is actually, that is the actual meaning. I am looking up the meaning right now, but I also want to have a look at the Snake and the Fox. Wow, this is about serious enemies connected with the government. Okay, that's what it talks about. Serious enemies, tough job, a bad employee. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we'll see what else falls here. We also have the luck falling here, and we have the overseas snake as well. Okay, so we'll take a look at this real quick. So there is an opportunity, and there is a solution to a problem. There is some issues on some kind of trip. I believe that there's a lot of travel going on right now with some leaders as well. So we will see what else falls here. And then we have the fox with the We have the fox come up here with the anchor. And that talks about a long-term employee, someone who's been around a long time in the government, okay, and that they're in serious trouble. Take your pick. Okay, let's keep on seeing. What is this tower? I mean, I'm only using a few cards now, so what else can we hear about the tower? There's the moon. Oh, sorry, the stars. Okay. There's the moon. There's the tree. Okay, so the news that we receive is positive for us, right? So we'll just keep this out of the way for a minute. But what is connected with the tower is also got to do with the church. I'm telling you, because this is what this is. This has got to do with the church as well. But there's healing here also. All right, I'm going to look at my learning. There's a book called Learning Lenormand. It's really good. So we'll just have a look at this as well. Just a double do. So what you have is you have the star and the tower. So this is, yeah, oh my God, this is actually talking about, it literally says, the star and the tower literally says the prez, the actual prez, okay, don't want to say his name completely, as being in big crap right here now. Sorry, everybody. I hate it, but it's right here. Wow. Okay, and we'll see what more about this. So we're going to see what else is going on here. The star and the stars come out with the cross, and this can also be religious dogma or a religious leader having something to say. And this also talks about the church here. So let's get a whole look at that. That talks about a religious institutions, sites of worship as well. So there can be something going on here. And then we have the snake. So the snake and the cross, yeah, is suffering, mental and physical abuse. Something is up. It says also with the moon, illusions, lies, deceptions, and manipulations. Like it is in the open. It is coming out. However, in the Lenormand cards, these are the last cards. So this is the last row. So it may take us, you know, usually the Lenormand takes us about a month or three, between 1 and 3 months. And the information starts to roll ahead. But I feel like it has to do with some trip that's upcoming for this person and a connection with someone, or maybe the church in itself, like the Catholic Church, for example. But someone who has, like the message that I'm getting here is a butting of heads with regards to belief systems. So you have, you know, the Catholics, Christians, whatever, one side of things, and then you have the Sikh and how they do things, and then you have the Arabs and how they do things, right? And I think there's going to be some kind of issue with morals and diplomacy and the way that things are done. And I believe that there's going to be talk about this, and it's something that we will all, you know, we'll have to witness it as it comes forward. So this is kind of interesting how this has all come about here. On another level, this actually literally said the president, okay? It literally said this in the book. It can also be talking about someone who's high ranking, but the top of the military is the president, right? Commander-in-chief. So this is really, really an important sort of message here for us. So what I'm going to do is get just a little tiny bit of clarity before I finish up the reading. So more information. The thing is when you're doing these kinds of readings, there can be a theme or an energy that's in the air. And because we all start to know about it, we start to change the energy. That's just what happens. But let's see if the theme kind of continues. Giving these as good shuffle as I can for right now. Oh, I'm going to get that card out because that's the moon. Okay, so tell us more about this situation with the Tower. Okay, there's been confusion. The moon is going to illuminate this situation. This is what we've had here. Tell us more about the Tower. Whoops, hang on. There's two cards that were coming. One is this one and one is this one. Okay, so we make some pretty good decisions. Okay, lucky decisions, as you can see here. Okay, and we start making a decision. Do we want the light? Do we want the dark? What do we want? Because our confusion is going to be lifted by this. Well, we just had this moon, but the energy of it is still around. What else is going on? What do we need to know? See, an ending of this snake vibration. A healing can occur. And we're going to all hear about it. We're all going to be happy about it, right? Though there's going to be some news that we don't want to hear. We're still going to be happy that the drama, the change has happened. Okay, so tell us more about the snake real quickly. Okay, it's going to be something that happens outside and it for everyone to see. And it's going to change our trajectory. How we see ourselves. We're already in that destiny. And we have a commitment to the information. That's what we have here. We get someone that helps us and commits to helping us and commits to exposing things and commits to giving us the information. This could be in your own life as well, where, you know, you've been kept in the dark about all these things and someone is like, you know what, I'm going to tell you. Because I'm sick of this person not being honest with you or whatever it is. You see how this works? And this is the same here on a worldwide. It's like someone is like, I think it's a group, but they're like, we're sick of this. You know, we have to tell the people what's going on. What else? Yeah, this is someone loyal to us, okay? Again, there's the loyalty of the dog. And tells us about this situation. We're going to be a little, it changes everything, you know, because what was happening is it was causing undue stress and it was changing people's lives. And, you know, people were fearing retirement and, you know, what are we going to do? And so there's a leak. Yeah, someone cares about us. There's a leak in information and then stability comes forward, you see? Think of this on your own life as well. Then there's happiness in the house. Again, there's going to be a change here. Look. That same set came up again. Doesn't matter how often I shuffle these. Here's the fox. Here's the message. Everything's coming from overseas. I've been saying this from day dot. Is that, you know, someone overseas is trying to help us, and they may be, we may not see them as a helper right now, but this is where all the information is going to come flying out of. This has to do with institutions, and it has to do with religious institutions, okay? It has to do with that. Oh, God. Yep. There's going to be trouble brewing because of it. But we're okay. We start to find out how all of this is tying in, okay? So we start to find out, and people are grateful very, very grateful for the changes that will occur because of this information, and there will be no need to fight. There'll be no need to divide, and this may take a little bit of sorting itself out, but it all continues to repeat itself. Yes, in a little bit of a different way, but basically the same messages. And the children around the globe are also going to be really, really grateful too, to get out of this nightmare that they've been in as well, and restrictions that they've been in. And it may have to do with churches also covering things up. Who knows? I mean, I don't think all of them, they talk about the saints, but you know, there's a lot of dodgy stuff that happens, isn't there? Right? And we've seen that already. So wow, we are really being guided, and many, many changes are occurring this month within your life and within yourself. It's always going to be up to how you see things, of course, and how you take the information and what you decide that you're going to do with your life. But I feel that more and more and more information is going to continue to find its way forward. People are going to start speaking up, speaking out, and helping us to fight this terrible situations that we've all found ourselves in. There are solutions, okay? We're doing it through stepping into our destiny, which is a new reality for us. And don't get yourself too confused with timelines and converging and this thing ending it. Just continue to focus on your destiny. Put all of your energy into forward movement now, not going backwards. Just focus all of your energy into what you want to have happen, and believe it wholeheartedly, and that will become your reality. That's just how things work, okay? So really amazing. I'll be doing some more readings, of course, and you can always connect with me. Go to the Light Leaders Academy, sign up free for the Destiny Code, start bringing yourself into this new alignment, and get the free training and get some information. And then if you decide to do the Academy yourself, you will never regret it. And you'll be so glad you finally took that leap. And I'd be right there to help you personally, and the group as well, which are awesome. I love you all. Whoever's doing the Light Leaders Academy, you all know who you are. You're probably here in the comments, so thank you. And let's just keep pushing forward regardless, okay? Lots of love, everybody. Many, many blessings. And bye for now.